I'm going to go a little deeper into how the systems and tools that we created interact with each other. We've got a lot of people that come to our model from a clinical background. They appreciate the way we deconstruct movement, both in theory by compartmentalizing painful movement, but also compartmentalizing dysfunctional movement. One of our big aha moments in clinical practice with chiropractic and athletic training, physical therapy, and even medicine is very often we see your painful pattern as a dysfunctional pattern. And what if you're actually moving really well, and if we didn't know you had symptoms, we'd say that's a good movement. But the fact that it produces symptoms doesn't make it dysfunctional. It makes it painful. And there's some movements that you're limited in and you can't do. You can't balance well on one foot, but you're not in pain. Well, we call that dysfunction, but we don't assign it pain. And separating those things out have been sort of like a refreshing way to look at movement for a lot of clinicians. And we've watched a lot of clinicians get so excited about the SFMA that they forget. Discharge criteria should not be at the cessation of symptoms. It should be at the restoration of function if function can be restored. And if it can't be, we've got to make a limitation in life or give you an assistive device or do some other kind of modification. However, the goal of an SFMA is to do an FMS. That's right. Or some component of that, because if all we use is the cessation of pain as our discharge criteria, then restoration of function didn't get a priority. Well, as many people that go through the SFMA, we want to point them at some other test, like the FMS. Another little thing we can do is the Y-balance test, but we can't just do the SFMA only. We've got to get you to graduation day, and what do we have to do prior to graduation? We got to test you, because we want to know if your graduation actually means anything. And if I get you pain-free in my clinic, but we do an FMS and you have a significant number of dysfunctions, that means to me, if you resume an active lifestyle, if you try to go into new environments, if you want to pick up a new hobby or to have a different workout, chances are it's not going to go well for you because you don't have enough function to support the fitness you're trying to create. So we've got a lot of people passionate about our clinical model that don't finish the job simply because they're getting people pain-free so quick with a logical process. Pat yourself on the back. You're not done yet. You got to get that balance. You got to get that mobility. You got to get that stability and get as many of the movement patterns back as you can. Why? Because it's never a good idea to give up the operating system that got you here. Babies can roll and crawl and squat and climb and run and jump and bounce. You're going to give some of that up as you get older, but how much do you have to give up? Well, I think we've proven that in cultures that age very gracefully, they don't give up a lot of their function. They give up some of their fitness as they decline in age, but their function is really good. Go to a country without plumbing, deep squats are fine, no matter how old you are. So we've got this FMS now that just sort of gives us that functional literacy. How are you going to do in your next environment? And then we've got this FCS, this new performance or fitness appraisal that looks at your capacities. But if I make you so big or fast or strong in one direction that you got to give up a few points on your movement screen, say you drop from 16 to 14 or you pick up 2 ones, how much bench pressing is good enough to give up your shoulder mobility? Well, if you're trying to win a bench press contest, go and give up your shoulder mobility knowing that you got to get it back. Because when you're 85 years old and I could offer you a better bench press or shoulder mobility, take the shoulder mobility because then you can wipe your own butt. And there's a lot of 85-year-olds that can't because their shoulders are gone. See what I'm saying? When are you going to give up function to get fitness? Well, in a situation where it's going to feed your family, in a situation where you're going to win something, or in an extreme situation, give it up. Otherwise, a little bit longer path maintains your function while you're getting fit. So this FMS, this little test, the one that everybody thinks is too simple, is actually the operating system. Are you well? Right? That means moving well. That doesn't just mean feeling well. Once your pain is gone, what's your screen look like? And once you've gotten bigger, faster, or stronger, more fit, drop some weight, cardio's up, everything's good, did you give up any fitness to get there? We see a lot of runners. Their running times go up, their body comp gets better, their muscle tone looks better, but they give up 3 points on the screen. Does that mean running was bad? No. But we've got to inject a little supplementation if they're going to train that vigorously, or we got to back off training so as not to give up function. Keeping that function while you're getting fitter is your durability gauge.
For more information, visit functionalmovement.com.